Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the finale of Cobra Kai Season 4. Andrew has joined us on this hell of a long journey. It's the log one, so he's got a notepad today.
Got every last Easter egg, Andrew.
Weak mind, can't remember.
Can't remember. I forgot the moment of truth last episode in Survivor, and the red geese, even though I pointed it out. Didn't remember to say it in the Easter eggs.
It doesn't matter what you pointed out. What matters is what you didn't point out. You made an ass out of both of us.
Yeah, that's what you're defined by.
Is it true, Cobra Kai?
Guys, leave a like if you think Andrew messed up. And if you don't think he messed up, leave a like. Yeah. Subscribe and click that notification bell to get accepted into the Reject Nation. Hey, full-length watch-alongs we seek with the time code for Cobra Kai over at our Patreon page. Cover a bunch of shows over there as well. Thank you to all that become Super Rejects. And of course, thank you to the boys over at Prepper for helping us edit down these highlights. Let's get into action, people.
Stingray.
Oh, Stingray.
Yeah.
I need you to relax, please. Do you know where you are? Can you tell me your name?
Richard Jewell.
Call that detective. Tell him Miss John Doe is awake.
John Doe, huh?
Good news. Looks like it's just a pulled muscle.
Ugh.
Let the pain guide you. If it's telling you to sit this one out, I'd listen. I'll get you an ice pack.
Thank you.
Get back in there, you wimp.
Battle it out for a trip. Pirates.
Ooh.
I feel like a helpless Jedi youngling about to get slaughtered.
Okay, well, you're taller. You have the high ground. That's how Obi-Wan beat Anakin, right?
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe through. You got this. Come on.
Come on, Dimitri, at least score a point.
Damn, Robbie's so in control.
No point.
Try to make them like one-word notes.
Ooh.
Damn. What matters is what you didn't point out.
Guess he didn't have the high ground.
I'm sorry, okay, for all the shit I did. And, you know, it wasn't cool, and I guess I was just trying to
impress your friends by picking on the new kid who didn't have any.
I can imagine what it must have felt like.
Or you can imagine, and you wouldn't know, because no one's ever been such a piece of shit to you. Or maybe it's time you found out.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Get ready for high school next year, because you're gonna be in a world of pain.
Good. His last name.
This is not how I trained you.
It's Cobra Kai. No mercy.
You lost him in that fight, bruh.
Anthony,
Just leave me alone.
Way to go, Robbie. You made a monster.
My final match has been all Cobra Kai.
Now we know how Obi-Wan felt with Anakin.
You were the chosen one. Dang. Ooh, it's gonna be a battle for the ages.
Didn't have to be this way, Johnny. It could have been with me and your real son.
Oof.
If I can help Robbie win, he'll remember it for the rest of his life. And maybe someday, he can be the one to keep Cobra Kai going.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
Cobra Kai never dies.
But season 5.
What do we call the show?
Dude, I want to go out there, Miguel.
Do what I tell you, we'll not only take down Cobra Kai, we'll show LaRusso and everybody else who's really the best.
That's what this is about.
Hey, we're not gonna get another shot at this.
Miguel Diaz has 1 minute to return to the mat.
You know, Lethal Weapon had a countdown clock at one point.
Ah.
It's Easter egg.
It's a good one.
It looks like Miguel Diaz is not gonna fight. The winner by default is Eli Moskowitz, where he will face Robbie King.
Holy shit balls.
Damn.
It just felt like I wasn't fighting for me anymore.
I get that. I feel pressure from my dad all the time.
Yeah, except that Johnny isn't my dad.
I gotta go. But I'll see you out there reading for me, right?
I'm always rooting for you, Sam.
Aww. You made the right choice, Miguel. Yeah, you made the right choice.
Backwise also.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, that's smart to go out there.
I saw Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire's back. I know.
Miyagi-Do wins both matches. The title is theirs. Ooh, hide drama.
This guy.
Good luck to all of our fighters. Let's go.
Mike Barnes, special referee. Nope, guess not.
You find your balance, and those points will come. Right?
Competitors.
Must not lose to fear.
He trained at Miyagi to way longer than me.
And you were in Cobra Kai longer than him. You each know each other's karate better than anyone. Put him on defense.
Come on, Eli.
Charge like a bull.
Hey,
Tackle him.
they fought in season 1 in the tournament, I forgot.
Ooh. Ooh.
That should be like 4 points.
Nice.
Whoa.
Oh no!
Oh! Damn.
I am so stressed out right now.
Ooh.
Cool.
Cool.
Still a block. Still a block.
Did the Neo spin right?
Damn!
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa! Like a Jackie Chan move.
Back to your sides.
Damn, the choreography is.
It's a tie.
Yeah, I know.
Their championship match will be decided for the first time since 1985.
Mike Barnes. Just like Mike Barnes and Daniel.
Let's get Mike Barnes in here.
Yeah, special referee.
Why don't you fix your shirt?
You've had time.
That was incredible.
See advice on the last point?
Sweep the leg.
You have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No way. Take it off, Hawk.
Well.
Show the Hawk.
Damn, Robbie. Damn, Eli.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, guys, take off our shirts.
Let's do it. Fight all the way naked.
Fight.
Wow. Wow, dude.
Oh!
Wow. Whoa! Yes! Whoa!
Ooh, what a shot.
I like pins and needles.
Whoa.
Come on. That's right.
Oh!
Eli!
Eli. Yeah, that's great.
That was awesome. Second place again for Robbie.
Boys champion, Eli Moscow It all comes down to the girls fight.
Oh, no.
Damn. I thought he was going to do the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits, kick him in the nuts.
You can pay me back now. By making sure Sam doesn't get hurt.
What?
I'm not asking you to back down. I just want you to play by the rules.
Don't hold back, Tory.
My money's on Sam.
Oh, what if Sam plays dirty?
What do you want?
I want your help. Because I cared so much about honoring Mr. Miyagi's legacy, but I forgot one of his most important lessons.
Just like bonsai, choose one way grow because root strong. You choose one way do karate, same reason.
Yeah, but I do it your way.
Right. One day you do one way.
Some of what you teach can be good sometimes. And I'm sorry I didn't realize that sooner.
I'm sorry, too. I saw you and Miguel bonding, and I freaked out.
Well, since it seems the water is flowing back under the bridge, what do you say we team up again?
You want me to help Miyagi-Do win?
Miyagi. Fang.
We said that earlier in the season.
This show's breaking my heart, man, in all the right ways. Not break.
Let's do this.
Really moving. Yes. So moved right now.
The Queen Cobra herself, Tory Nichols!
I don't think any season's gotta be so emotional. Yeah.
The Bonsai Badass, Samantha LaRusso! Coached by her father, Daniel LaRusso, who will be joined by Sensei Johnny Lawrence.
It's like, what?
Two-time All-Valley champion, Sensei Johnny Lawrence!
You won an 82 and 83.
Just losing it right now. Shit.
I want you to win more than anyone. Whether it's defense or offense, Miyagi-Do or Eagle Fang. I want you to be you.
Oh.
Just make sure you keep your anger in check.
I was not ready for this. What is happening right now? Jeez.
Go kick some Cobra Kai ass.
Yeah.
Fight!
Oh boy.
Nice.
What's that?
Flying tornado kick.
Ah.
She's fighting aggressive.
Then you get more aggressive. I've seen what's inside. You let it out.
There's a lot of timeouts in this tournament.
Did Hans Zimmer compose the score for this?
Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard got the Batman Begins Dark Knight team. Oof. Ooh. Ouch.
Ooh.
Dude, the Chun-Li kick.
Oh, Sam, hold it together.
I'm attacking, but it's not working. What style should I use?
Yours. Trust your instincts.
This show's so cool. Nice.
No point. Out of bounds.
What?
Come on, ref. She went out after she got hit.
Fixed refereeing. Terry paid him off.
Ready?
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dub, dub,
Time to do some cocaine.
Whoa!
Ugh.
Elbow to the face. Go to your senseis.
Ugh.
I didn't need to. No, it was an accident.
Go to your senseis.
This ref is really on Tory's side.
That ref sucks.
She comes in like that again. Give her a shot to the other eye.
I don't need to cheat to win.
Second place is no place. You're off.
You're nothing. You're lost. You're a loser. Sucker. Yeah?
Oh my god, Kreese is having a reflective moment.
Oi, let him go.
Sucker. Who's the loser? I don't hear you.
I don't remember that dialogue.
You come this far. This is your fight now.
You know, she's like Frank Dukes with the dust in the face. Bloodsport. This music is so good. Ooh. Nice.
Point. Winner.
Whoa.
You're right.
Because of the ref. Didn't give her that point. And the ref should have got the trophy.
We did the right thing, and we still didn't win. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
It's the ref's fault.
Sam.
Hey, victory party at my place. Queen Cobra, you gonna be coming or what?
Yeah, I just gotta grab my bag from the locker room.
All right, cool. Hey, guys, let's go. Let's go.
He's gonna have a heart-to-heart with Samantha.
Played it just right. No one suspects a thing.
I called that.
The MVP, Andrew.
Yes.
Kenny, I thought I could take him under my wing, be the mentor I wish I had when I was younger. But when I saw him today, it's like looking at him here. And I had all this hate inside of me. For you and for Miguel. But it just made things worse, and now it's never gonna get better.
It's not true. You had a good thing going with LaRusso. I got in the way of that. Don't blame yourself, you blame me.
I'm sick of blaming you, Dad.
Calm, Dad.
It suck if Miguel came and saw this.
Everyone has a weakness, John. And mine
It's you.
is you. I have been your strength ever since Vietnam. Yes, there it is. How many times do you expect me to repay that debt before we're square?
Ooh.
What?
What?
What did you do?
It's okay, Raymond. The man who did this can't hurt you anymore.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Give me his name, and I promise you I'll put him away for a long, long time.
I'll make you Cobra Kai. But you gotta do something for me.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
His name is Sensei
Kreese.
Kreese.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
That's a good way to prepare.
Terry the Snake.
John Kreese, you're under arrest for aggravated assault and attempted murder. You have the right to remain silent.
What did you do?
Hands behind your back.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Put him in the car.
And don't worry about Lawrence. I'll take good care of him, too.
Oh, boy.
Damn.
Oh, you are evil, man.
Old Terry Silver.
Man.
He's wearing the Tobey Maguire suit from Spider-Man 3, just saying.
The way they've zigzagged Terry in and out of this season.
What's going on?
Show him the note.
He ran away.
I'm still not sure who I want to be. And to figure that out, I think I need to know where I came from.
Wow.
Whoa.
Instead of competing for a trophy, I need to meet my father. This is something I have to do.
There's something I didn't tell you about my ex-husband. He doesn't know Miguel exists.
Eesh.
If Cobra Kai is going to keep growing and getting stronger, I need to do whatever it takes to stop them. I know this isn't your fight, and this is a lot to ask. But will you help me finally put an end to Cobra Kai?
Chozen!
Oh, yes. Yes.
You add to your collection.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Chozen!
Now Terry's got to get Mike Barnes.
Yeah, they got to call Hillary Swank now.
Yeah. Damn.
Wow.
All right, season 5, let's go.
Wowee.
It's official. Another season is coming. All right, John, kick us off.
I thought this was a very emotionally potent and resonant finale, and yeah, there's definitely gonna be a season 5. I'm almost at a loss for where to begin, but I guess we gotta begin with Miguel, because so much hinged on the sort of bookends of his journey, and you know, so much of the show has been about him and Johnny up until this point, and yeah, like that first domino of his choice to leave the tournament and to, you know, really choose what's best for himself. You know, even though while that's happening a lot in the background of the episode, I thought that was, you know, a really kind of heavy and potent setup for, you know, where his journey is to go next. But yeah, just all the different emotional payoffs. Like, I didn't expect to cry so much throughout this episode, and yeah, just watching the different, approaches that these senseis take in order to secure, this victory that is going to decide the entire fate of who's going to get to teach and whatnot. And I thought they did a really nice job of luring you into focusing just on, the tournament at hand, and then throwing a whole bunch of other twists and curves that, you knew that there was going to be set up. But I didn't expect, half the things, especially with, Terry Silver and Kreese and all that. And yeah, Miguel leaving. So, that's sort of the first stuff that came to my mind. And of course, like the fights, I thought were really, really tense and well choreographed, well shot to just, even though not even the outcomes, but just, we've been to the tournament before throughout this series, and I thought they managed in season 4 to still make it as thrilling and, pulse pounding as possible while also meeting that emotional resonance. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's very true. I think what they did with the tournament in particular is whereas a lot of, like usually tournament, and especially like in the Karate Kid trilogy, what would you call the fourth one? This is the first season to end without setting up a returning character from like I think a lot of people were expecting it, Hilary Swank or something to be teased, right? I think a lot of people probably.
I feel like Mike Barnes was teased though, which I'm going to mention here later.
I think you just did now. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, when Terry,
when Terry
Silver saying we're going to get a guy or two in here to help out. But sorry, continue.
But normally it's like pretty overt.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think. Well, I was saying that I think what this tournament did, as opposed to like victory, or just relishing in that, is if anything, what it did was reveal everything that was really going on underneath everyone during this whole journey to the tournament. Like you have Robbie clearly, basically everyone was masking a bunch by using the tournament as the thing to focus on. But then after the tournament was done, no one really felt fulfilled. It would, like, even though there were some victories to be held, no one really felt like this was a pretty dour note to end on for a lot of characters. And you have of course Tory, who had a moment of victory but then felt obviously learns the truth there, so that's going to come into play later. Sam dealing with losing, Robbie obviously what have I done to Kenny, look what's happened with me. Miguel I don't even want to fight him, this isn't my fight, he just backs out of it. It's like Daniel and Johnny are both seeing that's what even for Kreese, to have, even though he's going to jail being framed, for Kreese, even he himself during the fight was like, this really is about Johnny, isn't it? Like all this is about trying to create a different path. And Terry realizing even that Johnny's his weakness. It was so interesting to see how they used it to peel back the layers of what's really going on underneath these characters, while also giving us our candy of great fight scenes as well. So yeah, I see Andrew has a monologue of things to get through here, so why don't we just toss the ball?
Yeah, before I even do that, I mean, you guys didn't mention much. You left me a lot of room to elaborate more on this episode, but I did love the theme of this episode of learning about oneself. I felt like that was kind of the theme, and I mean, in particular for me, it was the one. I mean, I gravitated towards just about all the characters as you guys just mentioned, but for me, it was Kenny the most. Just seeing his whole journey throughout the entire season, and then just seeing the pain in Robbie's eyes, on what he's unleashed onto the community, or rather into Anthony's world. I mean, that was a really interesting, way of events. And I really, again, just a lot of times where I think they're going to go to cliche ways in this show, they always go a more interesting, path than that. And I really, really thought it was an interesting choice of what they chose to do with Kenny. And yeah, I'm really, curious and anxious to see in the next season just how that relationship evolves more. Just Robbie and Kenny. Obviously, it felt like when Robbie gave him that drop kick, he kind of just lost his spirit as just who he was and just became this other monster now. And it's going to be interesting to see too with Kenny and Anthony's relationship, because I actually really dig the interactions with those two characters. So
yeah,
that was a really he really had an interesting character's journey this entire season. So
Well, I'm curious to know.
Miles Morales.
I'm curious to know a little bit more about the with your thoughts though on the Terry and Kreese and how that went. Like I request elaboration.
All right, now elaborating on that as Greg is, I mean, clearly alluding to, that's definitely my favorite relationship, especially in Karate Kid Part 3. And just, I was not expecting that route in any way, shape, or form, but, you know, I did find it very interesting how Terry made the point of Kreese is you're my weakness, and you know, just seeing the unfolding of events there, and him getting him arrested and playing that card with Stingray. I wasn't expecting that at all. It's definitely, again, another very interesting path, but it does kind of line, even though, you know, Terry he's sick and tired of playing the guilt card with him on him saving his life. Sure. I actually did think that was very in line with his character, just the snake that he is in Part 3, even though everything was for Kreese. Just again, seeing, you know, no pun intended, seeing him shed the snake of that, and I thought that was a really interesting choice, and I'm really curious what's going to happen in the next season. Obviously, we know Kreese is going to get out of jail eventually, but, you know, just, again, I thought that was a really elaborate and very Terry Silver thing to do. The only thing we didn't see Terry Silver, as we mentioned many times, do, get the cocaine.
Yeah. It is crazy, like Terry Silver becoming the ultimate villain in this one, because like how he started off here, where he didn't want to be in this at all. And then he gets suckered back into it, and then he starts taking over, and then he gets put back in his place, and you watch him deteriorate, and they don't even show you like the way they utilize the Stingray thing without like really cutting into it to letting you know what's going on here was brilliantly used, because you're not fully aware of it. You're not like actively thinking about it when you're watching the show, and it lines up well with him as well, because he's, you know, he just wants to belong, Stingray, you know.
I just want to know, does Stingray go into jail too for assaulting the neighbor? Because that was not even brought up. I just thought about that.
True. It is weird what is applied as a law in the show that sends
the
people
neighbors
to jail.
The neighbor's like, nah, I got beat up in front of a bunch of kids. I don't care.
That's a really good question.
Well, yeah. he only did a couple moves on him, so, you know, the penalty must be very much lower than,
he just broke his phone and beat the shit out of him in front of kids. Not that big a deal.
You know, he's not in the hospital dying right now.
But I can't believe he would go that far to want to be in Cobra Kai, you know?
Yeah.
That just shows the number it'll do on you. Or it's fear and still, but it's amazing. That guy's a fantastic actor. It's just so crazy how, like, he went from Karate Kid 3, which was Terry Silver, to go from, like, so over the top. Like, he is so over the top in Karate Kid 3, and it's so fun. It's like, it's a blast to watch that. And here he is so believable. Like, he gives such a realistic performance from beginning. He goes big at times, but it's so real. And to see, like, wow, you were like way over the top in the third Karate Kid movie, and here they use a much more more gravitas to it. So yeah, Andrew, what you got there?
And the fact that he was retired too and came out.
He comes back and he's like, yeah, I've been holding my skill.
To beat.
Yeah, kind of reflects him in real life. You know, it's like he must have learned something.
Let's go through the list, people. No need for fighting, the mom said to Miguel. Miyagi said the same thing to Daniel after he injured himself in the first film. We did get a lot of Darth Vader, Sith, Jedi references. Obviously, the most, the biggest thing was like Robbie was Anakin, Robbie was Obi-Wan, Kenny was Anakin. The episode also was called Rise. We were talking about Revenge of the Sith, where the Emperor says Rise. Just, I don't know. Cobra Kai, gonna die, is what they said. And as we remember in Cobra Kai Part 3, Cobra Kai never dies. Then we also got Miguel not gonna fight with his back. Same thing as Daniel with his injury, and Robbie in the first season at the end. We got sudden death. Last time we got sudden death, as they mentioned, was 1985, Mike Barnes versus Daniel, the champ LaRusso. Also, we got Terry saying run into if she run, it's not her your fault, she's running into your elbow. He said the same thing to Danny when he was trying to teach him how to fight like Cobra Kai dirty, saying it's not your fault, he's gonna run into your fist or something like that, but that was a reference to that. Terry on the microphone right after they win. Terry was on the microphone in part 3 before the Mike Barnes Daniel fight. And then also, as mentioned earlier, Terry, when getting Kreese to go to jail, he says, we'll get a person or two in here. To me, that's a Mike Barnes reference, possibly. And I'm going to die on this anthill because I already died on the Terry Silver as Miguel's father. I think Mike Barnes is Tory Nichols' father.
And he lives in Mexico?
No, I said Tory's father, not
Tory's
Miguel's
father. Sorry.
No, he also lives in Mexico.
Yeah, but he also lives
For
in
different
Mexico.
reasons. He's not actually Mexican.
He was so in shame after that 1985 fight.
So bum on the street. You know, that's a good point. Good calls, man. Good calls.
Thank you, Greg, for the notebook.
Of course, of course. I mean, one thing that we haven't touched on, I think it's because it was such a highlight for me, and like acts of love can really move me to tears so much. And one thing that we haven't touched on was the thing with
Robbie and Johnny.
No, I mean, yeah, we can go to that. We can elaborate more on that. It was more about the Johnny and Daniel.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
good
like
point.
coming together, and how that also affected the relationship with Sam. John, thoughts?
Oh yeah, I've been enjoying. Maybe in the earlier parts of that arc, there were some moments that maybe felt a little bumpy, but I really liked how they realized it here, and based off the last episode where Johnny has that outburst when Sam gets the point. I thought they did nicely to bring those themes together, and I thought it was a really cathartic scene where Johnny and Danny actually talk and actually admit to one another that maybe our feud, us being stuck in our ways, is affecting our kids' abilities to succeed here, and maybe if we could it almost feels like just a more enlightened place, a more enlightened version of where we left them last time around, of like, okay, we've seen the sort of the first formation of how we work together, we realize what pitfalls we can fall into. Now we've seen it in action through our proteges. Maybe we can rebuild this stronger and faster. And I like that doesn't like perfectly work right up top, but it does at least give Sam some of that extra juice she needs to go and fight her own style, and both of them being wise enough to let go and say, yes, go pursue your own style. And I liked how that mirrored what Robbie's dealing with too, like that philosophy that he's already arrived at through different means. And to have the 2 championship fights kind of come down to that, I thought was really nice.
Well, I think she would have won. Yeah, like she hit Tory before Tory was out of bounds, and then she got elbowed in the eye. And I do believe Tory on that was an accident. But I think what they did so beautifully there was bringing it back, because I think a lot of the time when people, like there's an old quote I heard, which was, to be successful, study success. And I think what sometimes people get a little bit lost in, and I think what this season really dealt with, especially with flashing back to Karate Kid 3 with Miyagi, is that you have to study and learn it, but at the end of the day, you have to make it your own. And if you just try to copy, there's only so far you can go. And it's like, how can you really trust your instincts when you're just coming so much from here, trying to mirror and mimic? And then that's what I thought was so beautiful about like when they I love when they came together and were like apologetic and stuff, and then even like Daniel making sure Johnny gets the credit he deserves with saying 2-time All Valley champion, like really showing the respect. But with Sam, that fucking moved me when he was like, what style man, it's fucking breaking me right now. Like when he says, what style do you use? And then he says, your style. I was like, oh, that is so good. I didn't even expect that answer. Like it was just so perfect. And like allowing the freedom for that, because there's so many, because Robbie, in a lot of ways, as angry as he was also right about so many things. Of everyone thinks their way's the right way, and I think what this show, I think we said this about like every fucking season, what this show does remarkably well, is exploring the gray on everything. And I think that's so important for something like this, and I think that's what keeps this show alive, is the fact that they don't go black and white with any situation. They always find a way to explore more of the complexity behind something while giving us like a great 80s lively vibe throughout. Like, it's so impressive how they do it. But you want to talk a little bit more about Robbie and Johnny?
Sure, yeah, no, I really, just seeing how tumultuous that relationship has been since the very first episode. We've had plenty of time. I mean, obviously they had their one relieving moment in terms of where they started treating each other like father and son, and towards the end of season 2, and then obviously Robbie kicked Miguel off the balcony, and it, went back to the tumultuous relationship again. But I was really, again, just when you talk about how much this show moves you, there was just so many different moving parts. But I mean, that when they hugged each other and he's crying, he calls him dad. I mean, that was, God, it really hit the feels. I know I kind of said out loud in that moment, like, I hope Miguel doesn't see this. That would really, like after what just happened in that episode 8 at the end where, he called him Robbie, and, because that's really what, I mean, obviously Miguel is a very, big deal to Johnny. That's like his son as well. But, just seeing that moment for them having their father-son moment was just really well earned to me. It wasn't forced in any way. And I mean, those two actors have just such great chemistry. And I really like, is Tanner Buchanan, is that his name?
Yeah.
He's fantastic. He's really grown on me as a character. I think it was the hair in the first 2 seasons possibly for me, but he's really grown a lot.
I mean, the reality is his acting is also greatly improved. He's also a much
It's the hair, guys. One final question I really want to know, is Miguel really going to Mexico to find his dad? Is he going to go train with the League of Shadows, meet Bruce Wayne, get set up Batman Begins? Just saying.
Well, I think it's interesting what they did with Miguel this season, because Miguel is I didn't really feel like he was one of the strongest had the strongest presence this time around. Yet, I think that actually works so well because of the ending of no one really suspects just how much is going on with this guy, of how much he's dealing with. And that's a very realistic thing, is, like, oh, I didn't even realize he's not really talking about things. And a lot of times when he has opportunities to talk about things, he doesn't really take the opportunity. He might have a little bit of an explosion, or he contains and becomes like, he's always trying to be understanding or trying to see things a different way and cooperate and move things along. But there's so much internalized that he was dealing with, and I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of powerful, I think, because to me it's easy to look at it and go, Miguel, I didn't really feel like, because there's so many other things that obviously we're all talking about first. I mean, we brought up Miguel's ending moment first, but I think in a lot of this season in particular, you're like Tory and her arc, and like seeing how Tory really cares, I think is like, I really like the way that last fight was done, of how her concern wasn't even about winning. Her concern really was about, like, are you okay, Sam? And I think Sam was even like, is this a trick? Are you trying to manipulate me? Like, what's going on here? Like, the fear is still there, and so much, and so I love that. But like what they did with Miguel, I think is also of great effect here. Yeah, it's crazy. There's some great. I think a lot of times season finales of shows, I'm like, okay, here we are, just a whole bunch of setups, and it's rare where you have season finales setting up the next season, where those setups are so fucking emotional, and I'm like, you don't really get a lot. You guys kind of get what I mean by that. Usually it is just like, we're setting this up,
Get ready for the story.
And here I'm just like, oh, this is like emotional shit.
Who are these people gonna be in whatever time passage it is when we pick up in season 5? Yeah.
And I think like the way they handled like Tory and Amanda too as well, I thought was. What I thought was cool, was smart to do, was like Amanda has her speech to Tory about making sure to play fair, and I thought it was great that they had, because my concern was, oh, is Sam gonna play dirty now, and like, oh crap, it's gonna get flipped, but to have her be, make amends with her dad beforehand, so they're both gonna play fair, because they gave us 2 very different fights, like with Hawk and with Eli and Robbie. Which was, how do I describe this? That Eli and Robbie were a lot more like it was like a bigger action movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot more kicks and flips, and they're moving around the mat like a whole lot more. Whereas like I would describe more. Man, I'm so teared out. I would describe more of Tory and Sam as much more like using their upper body and hands, and there's more form in that regard, you know, more of that technique. Whereas like Robbie and Eli were a little bit more dirty and
a little more of a brawl.
Big, yeah, it was more expressive in the way of how they use it. So I thought it was cool that they also gave us two very different types of choreography. What like Tory and Sam are a lot more in here, and then Robbie and Eli are like they're just moving around all over the place, you know. That was really cool. That's really impressive. Good for Eli, man.
So what you're saying is the fight between Eli and Robbie was Endgame, and the fight between Sam and Tory was No Way Home.
I guess.
There's a 1-to-1 comparison.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, something along those lines. Is there anything we missed? Chozen's coming.
Oh yeah, Chozen!
Chozen's back.
You keep this for your collection.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool how they brought that back.
Mm-hmm. Now we just need Hilary Swank. We need Mike Barnes.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith in a multiverse.
We need to find a secret hidden fifth Karate Kid movie to mine more characters from.
I guess like what struck me as like so dark and impactful was how the consequences of the choices of this path of everyone, you know, like Kreese brings Terry. Look, he's out in jail. The kids are off way worse than they were before. Like every one of them is most of them are, you know. I don't think I want to say all of them, but most of them are off worse than they were.
The only person I think who walks out of this episode with a relatively uplifting note is Eli.
And he started off on a, you know,
really dour.
Yeah. Whereas I'm kind of on the Daniel note though. I don't like. Is this really the right maneuver? Yeah, it's the right maneuver. Fuck it. Yeah, you know, gotta keep the show alive.
No, he should honor the deal and stop teaching karate.
So what is the deal here that he's he said he's gonna keep teaching karate, right?
Yeah, he said he's not gonna do a deal with the snakes or something like that. He's not gonna honor that deal.
With guys who have no honor.
Yeah.
Honor a deal with guys who have no honor.
But no one knows that he bought the match off.
Not
no,
right
but
now,
we know
except
that's
Tory.
obviously it's gonna come out. I mean, Tory knows the truth.
How stupid of them.
Why would you talk about that right at the match? Like, meet somewhere else.
It's a movie show cliche.
I know. That was cliched.
I mean, I was expecting her to go in and have some kind of thing with Sam.
That's what I said, too.
Moment, I was happy for the misdirect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it is a nice for the progression of her and Robbie's relationship too, of them sort of finding their own approach and thought process outside of the Kreese Terry mindwash bubble. You know, I could see that being a nice driver for her in season 5 to be like, okay, maybe I'll break off of Cobra Kai and consider something else.
Yeah, I love this. This was awesome.
Terrific.
This was seriously awesome. This was a great season.
She's gonna join MIYAGI-FANG.
Yeah. I think the way they built this up was excellent. The way they got here is they juggled so much.
Yeah.
It's a lot to juggle. And I thought they did it just like wonderfully.
The MCU's good at handling a multitude of characters. So are Cobra Kai.
The KCU, the KCCU, CKCU. Nah.
KCU.
I'm glad you were with us. It's still late at night that we're filming this, guys. I'm glad you were with us on this journey.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
It's amazing to have you here.
Karate Kid reaction next week. Karate Kid Part 2 the week after that. Part 3, and then we'll get next Karate Kid.
I've never seen the next Karate Kid. Have you?
Unfortunately, a few times.
Is it actually like not even enjoyably bad?
There's some good moments. I mean, you still get Miyagi, but overall, it's not the greatest film. But, meh.
Would you be excited if they announced Hilary Swank?
Yeah, I would be. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the character, but it would be cool to see a legacy character, I guess. So, I mean, I'd be. I mean, she's a great actress. I mean, did you see her in $1 Million Baby? Come on, boys don't cry, or Right. She's a good actor.
Boys in the Hood is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Definitely Boys in
Her
the
and
Hood.
Ice Cube.
But no, if they really did announce her character coming back, I would be okay with that. I mean, she did learn a lot of lessons from Mr. Miyagi too. So I mean, to see them instill that with Chozen, definitely be a multitude of different voices. But I'd be cool with that if they end up coming back with Hilary Swank. I fully expect them to come back with Sean Kane and Mike Barnes at some point. If not next season, I'd be kind of shocked.
I feel like they set up so much, and I'm like, I don't even think you can wrap this up in the next season.
Nah, it's the thing. They're like, we're running out of movies. We got to set out enough stakes that we have at least 2 or 3 more seasons worth to go on.
They set up so much that I'm like, wow, you can't. How would you finish that in 10 more episodes? That is so much to deal with right there.
You can already see the first episode, Johnny in Mexico just struggling to understand anyone. Just
Yeah.
fights.
Yeah, so
Very
I'm like,
excited
you got
about
one kid in fucking Mexico. You got to go all the way there.
Hey, but maybe he'll pick up some crazy, Mexican martial art.
That'd be cool.
Bring it back. Use it.
Like what?
I have no idea what kind of fighting styles have been developed.
Let us know in the comment section what kind of fighting styles.
But I'm sure every
Mexico.
country has a proprietary means of fighting.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. Hey, let's do a pay. John, can you shout out Brian Perry?
Brian Perry, Brian, my friend, if there's anybody at our Patreon who I know would not be afraid to strike first and strike hard, it's definitely you, because I know you that well, and you've got aggression problems, Brian Perry. I think you should learn from Robbie's journey here, and maybe let your guard down a little, Brian. Let us know what's going on behind those million-mile staring eyes of yours, all right? You're kind enough to be here with us every month on Patreon, which means a lot, and we're not going to betray you. We are a support system, and we are always on defense. Not anything else that begins with the D, unless that's your thing, which, hey, cool. But Brian, for right now, I just want to say much love to you. Thank you for your generosity and showing us the mercy of your patronage and support. Hope you're doing well. Hope 2022 is off to a good start for you. You are the champion in our hearts, Brian Perry. Catch you next time.
You rock, Brian.